Finally, the long days are over. Today is the day we unmask the new phobies. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a round of applause to the stars of the night. Starting off, the phobie who just couldn't wait for the party to begin. The Crusher himself, Lenny. A 2-key undead unit with 1050 HP, 1 movement range, 2 attack range, line of sight attack type, and 325 damage. He is one of the cheapest threats in the game, right alongside Unicorn. Sure, he doesn't have any traps or fancy tricks, but thanks to being undead, Lenny leeches 40% of his damage dealt. Simple, cheap, and surprisingly effective for its cost. And now, making her dramatic entrance. Here comes Mosey. She's a tricky monster phobie with 900 HP, 2 movement range, melee attack type, and 450 damage. But don't underestimate her because this flying phobie is a budget-friendly Alastor, which means she leeches 100% of the damage she deals. So if she bites you, you're not just giving her a snack, you're giving her extra life. And trust me, she can outlive my patience if you let her. Let's bring some shine to the stage. Here comes Pearl, a 7-key flying mechanical phobie with 2200 HP, 2 movement range, and a self-initiated AoE attack with 1 range. Think of her as a special Savian, but unlike her brother, Pearl has a unique ability. She pushes back every enemy phobie within her 2-tile AoE. With one big shove, suddenly the whole board changes. So, watch out. And now, the buzzer beater, Buzzkill. Our third terraformer has arrived, a 7-key undead unit with 1700 HP, 2 movement range, 2 attack range, line of sight attack type, and 400 damage. Armed with a giant saw, Buzzkill can build and or destroy obstacles from 2 tiles away. Even better, his ability is a lob type, so it works even when sightlines are blocked. But what's the trade-off? Unlike Gravedigger and Mount Crushmore who can use their ability right away, Buzzkill needs one turn to unlock his Terraform Saw. As the party grows darker, it's time to set the table. The butlers are stepping in. First to serve, Guilame. Guilaume. Gui, gui, gui. Help! Please comment how to say it. Anyway, it's a 5-key undead unit with 1500 HP, 1 movement range, 2 attack range, line of sight attack type, and 400 damage on his own steady. But when paired with one butler, his movement jumps to 2. With full company, it becomes 3. But of course, no dinner is complete without the head maid. Here comes Dolores, a 6-key undead unit with 1900 HP, 1 movement range, 1 attack range, line of sight, and 450 damage. With the butler at her side, her attack range extends to 2. And when the trio is together, Dolores gets a full 3 attack range. And where the maid goes, the head butler follows. Enter Alfred, a 4-key undead with 1300 HP, 1 movement range, 2 attack range, line of sight attack, and 350 base damage. Pair him with one of his colleagues and he gains plus 200 damage. Bring the full pack and he reaches a massive 750 attack damage. And don't forget that all of these butlers are resurrect type phobies. So in order to fully kill them, you need to step on them or else they will just keep resurrecting. Okay, now that we're done with the butlers, let's serve one of the main dishes, Octoadi. A 5-key dimensional unit with 1400 HP, 2 movement range, 2 attack range, line of sight attack type, and 420 damage. At first glance, he looks like Octoadi, but his specialty is something worthy. He's the very first Abyss Filler, or as I call him, the Universal Plugger. This phobie can make Abyss tiles behave like normal tiles for a couple of turns. That means your walking phobies can suddenly cross the map like it's solid ground. And for the sake of this video, I will just call the tile he makes a plug. This plug tile can only be placed on Abyss tiles. If the map doesn't have any Abyss, you might want to reconsider summoning him. But if there's a lot of Abyss, oh boy, go wild! You can put 2 plugs at most, so use that info however you like. Wink wink! The next thing to note is that plugs work just like Honeybear's or Charon's mud. If there's a plug on that tile, you cannot put any special tile there, be it traps, poison tile, disease tile, lava tile, healing spa, obstacles, or fire tiles. And speaking of tiles, you might be wondering if you can disable this plug using the ability of Honeybear. Well, the answer is a no. You cannot disable it. It's exactly like mud but for the Abyss tile instead of the walkable ones. Here's another information you might wanna know. We know that when a Resurrect phobie dies on lava or obstacle, they won't resurrect, right? It's the same if they die on an empty abyss. But what if that abyss is plugged? Will they still die? The answer is no. They will be able to resurrect if the abyss is plugged the turn they die. This plug will last for 3 turns, and it will disappear at the end of the enemy turn. So make sure to always check how many turns are left or your phobies might fall into their doom. One way to tell if the plug is about to disappear is judging from its color. If it's already faint, it's about to disappear. Or you can just check it by clicking the plug tile to show up the stats or info. But don't worry, you can always save it. If you place another plug on the previous plug tile, it will prolong its life. So yes, you can stack the plug, but it doesn't add duration. It just resets it to the maximum 3 turns. And finally, the most terrifying guest of the night. Here comes Preacher. A 6-key dimensional unit with 1400 HP, 2 movement range, 1 attack range, line of sight attack type, and 500 attack damage. But the real terror comes from his unique, toggleable ability. You can switch this ability on or off without any cooldown, but you can only toggle it once per turn. So you choose, turn it on or turn it off, then wait for the next turn to switch it back. For the sake of this video, let's call the state where his ability is active planted state. When the Preacher is planted, his battle state changes. First, his movement becomes 0. He becomes immovable, by will or by force. I mean any force. Heartbreaker won't be able to teleport him, Doc Holiday won't be able to pull him, any displacement ability, be it your opponent or your own, it's nullified. But don't worry about losing offense, because the Preacher is now planted. His attack range triples, going from 1 up to 3 range. He can become an untouchable turret, shooting from a safe distance. This increased range is critical because it allows him to kite whoever is forced to approach him, keeping them right on the edge of his fog or the miasma. When planted, the Preacher emits a deadly miasma in a 2-tile area surrounding him. This miasma is the ultimate anti-utility tool. It suppresses and disables a special ability of both allied and enemy unit inside the 2-tile radius. But when they go out, it will not reset the cooldown. It's just you cannot use the ability when you're inside the miasma. However, take note, this only works against special abilities. Phobies with passive abilities like Radiator will still have their effect active inside the miasma. if you're thinking of traps, if a trap was placed before the creature planted himself there, the trap will still be activated. Okay, so you don't really have a direct counter against the miasma because it's in the air. Just like furnace face smoke, mud won't be able to disable the miasma. The only way to remove the miasma are either when the preacher pulls out or toggles off his planted state, or, of course, when you kill him. There you have it, the new Phobies revealed. Which one are you most excited to pull? And which one are you secretly scared to face? If you have some epic gameplays with any of these new phobies and want to share it with the whole Lake of Fears, you can submit your game info on my Discord server. Links in the description. And that's pretty much it. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in your dreams. Bye bye!